Look at the
What
little
up?
baby. What's up?
What up?
Yippee yippee ki Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic. Does it say the full thing on the
No.
shirt or just that? Okay,
Just that.
okay, fair enough. Oh, baby got some spit up.
Yeah, he's drooling a little bit. He's been
Oh,
drooling more, so.
okay, fair enough. What's up, chat? We're back with another press play here, talking with the We Trying channel. You may also see us on the News 19 Nerd channel. We're doing it all. We do everything. Um, busy day, busy day, busy weekend, really, for I guess nerd and pop culture stuff overall.
Yep.
We got D23 happening yesterday, today, and
Uh huh.
tomorrow. We got
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft Forward. I watched that. I streamed that. Thanks for everybody who could tune in. We decided to do that very late in the day, so people who thought it cool. If not, you can catch the
Hmm.
replay on the YouTubes and Twitch. And then we got the Emmys coming up Sunday. Hey, Katie.
Yeah. Oh. Hmm? Oh,
I hope that's Katie. That's another white lady.
I collect them.
Okay, cool. That's
Like
great.
Pokemon.
I like Pokemon.
Hey, buddy.
I love it. Um, so
Hey,
yeah, I
buddy.
mean, we got all kinds of stuff we could talk about. Where you want to begin, man?
Let's start with D23. So, Disney has now explain what D23 is to people who don't know.
I mean, it's essentially, I guess, an elevator pitches. It's like E3, but that's focused just on Disney. That's how I would. It's an E3,
Okay.
but it's just, or not, sorry, not E3, Comic Con, but just on Disney.
See, I was gonna do something. I was gonna say it was more like it's interesting you said it's Comic Con, but go ahead.
No, I mean that. I feel like that's the elevator pitch, right? I mean, it's just
I
all of Disney fans go to. I think it's in Anaheim, right? Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't exactly know where. Somewhere in Anaheim. It's like 3 days. They talk
Hmm.
about all the different properties. One day is usually just dedicated. In the past, the way it is now, I think one day is dedicated to like maybe outside entertainment and
Hmm.
like television services and video games. The
Hmm.
next day is kind of like movies and other streaming stuff, and then I think the other final day might be like what's happening at the parks.
Okay. See, I always consider D through 23 more or less like um, uh, an earnings call, more like a hey, this is for all of those people who own Disney stock. This is what we do with your money. But recently, I've looked at it more as like the upfronts, as
That's
far as
interesting that
like
you say an earnings call.
more basically like a sales like a sales pitch for what's coming up on Disney.
Okay.
Yeah, you can take him. Say bye. Say bye. Oh, there you go. Say bye to the chat, Owen. Say bye. Okay. Don't say bye.
Okay. Don't say bye. That kid got other stuff to do.
He does. Um, because the reason why I say that is because it's more like a sales pitch. It's like it's for people who like Disney, but
Mhm.
it's also for people who are like stockholders, shareholders who are like, hey, this is what your money got you. You
Mhm.
like you invested in us. Here's proof of concept, so to speak. In recent times, to me, it seems more or less like the upfronts for your network television, more or less like, hey, this is what's coming out this year on ABC. This is what's coming out on Disney Channel. This is coming up on Freeform. And now the big thing is Disney Plus. And I'm hoping
When you say, go ahead. I'll let you finish. I got something to add to that.
what I'm wondering is if I'm Netflix, if I'm Apple, if I am Amazon, and if I'm Warner Brothers, I am literally writing down everything that they did, and I'm going to copy that because now we're now in the streaming wars. There's the allies, and there's the who do the allies fight? Who do we fight? Axis.
Allied,
Ah, there we
Allied
go.
versus Axis. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and
Aren't you a history person?
I am, but I blanked out.
All right.
I was trying to read what Ken from Chicago said. So
Okay.
basically, if you're smart, you're watching everything that Disney did today or this weekend, and you're doing the same thing. Warner Brothers, with all their properties, needs
Well,
to
you
do
know,
the same. Go ahead.
Ken from Chicago brings up DC has fandoms. Like they kind of have their thing. It's not as polished as D23, but they do have a convention where they
But
come
here's the thing:
all their stuff.
D20, Fandom is just for DC properties, and Disney D23. I mean, sorry, D23 is for all Disney
I
properties.
see what you're saying.
Fandom is just for DC related stuff.
Sure,
Don't
sure.
get me wrong, DC related stuff and fandom is great, but you're not doing a good job of promoting your products if you're just doing fandom, because
Well,
Warner Brothers owns a ton of stuff, and
they do.
so
It's
and
all in it's all in multiverses right now.
and see, that's the problem. So like, really, Disney's biggest competition is Netflix, but honestly, their biggest competition should be Warner Brothers, because they have the franchises to compete with Disney.
Sure.
They have a theme park. They just haven't figured it out yet, and that's one of the things that I noticed from D23. I was like, it's sad that, and part of the problem is Disney has always had these properties, so they've always had a reason to show off and have what's called synergy to say, hey, if you don't like Marvel, guess what? We've got Zootopia coming up. If you don't like animation, we have Hocus Pocus 2 coming up. Oh, Hocus Pocus 2 isn't your thing? Star Wars. Like, whatever you're looking for, Disney has something for you.
Brian B, is that a real thing that has been canceled, or you're just saying that as in like nobody cares about it?
I mean, these has Zaslav probably canceled it. It ain't told nobody.
That's a good point. That could be true. That could be true.
Um,
Yeah, Ken from Chicago's bringing up a lot of good points so far. Disney also does have its earning calls, because in those earning calls they do have a more what you would consider a traditional version of
yeah,
upfronts, where they go out and talk about other stuff. It was reported Thursday. Okay, Brian B.
and
Hey,
see,
Brian B.
again,
You want to be a producer at a news station? Let me know in
he's
the chat.
he's better than some of the people we got.
Wasn't I didn't need that part, but all right.
I didn't say where. I just said
Okay, all
Tegna's a
right,
big company. Tegna's a big company. Um,
fantastic.
but
Anyway,
here, but here's the thing. So, piggybacking off a little bit of what Ken and Brian B said. So DC. So, and it had to be from Zaslav, or whatever his name is, the guy running Warner Brothers right now, to cancel DC fandom. To me, is short sighted. It's very short sighted, considering you have all these things coming up, and so you canceled it. Now, if you canceled it because you're going to premiere whatever your Warner Brothers, HBO Max, Discovery Plus platform is next year, I can understand. But that's very short sighted, because, perfect example, my wife doesn't give a shit about Marvel. But guess what? She's interested in She Hulk, and we'll watch She Hulk. She's like, and you don't have to watch anything else to get She Hulk. You can just watch it and be like, oh, this is interesting. And same thing with Netflix. Netflix has franchises. They need to get their act together and say, here's what we own. If you want to see these things, you can only see it here. And Disney has,
wait,
because
what do you mean they do that?
what I'm saying is they need to have a like
Like
huge.
they need to
Mhm.
promote that more.
They need to promote that. They need to have like not just like, hey, we got the no, they need to go hard in the paint.
Mhm.
Rent out a movie theater, get you the actors and actresses that you have, and bring them in like Disney does. And see, Disney has the benefit of having the vault. And that was what drove a lot of things, because remember, the vault would open up and then you could only buy these things at that time. Disney marketed scarcity. All of these people are playing catch up to things Disney has already been doing. And now that they have this wonderful streaming service, they've just been able to funnel it there where everybody else is floundering.
Mhm. Um, all right. So we mentioned DC, but we're really focusing on D23,
Mhm.
given out what it is. There have been a lot of trailers that have dropped that you
Yep.
and I need to react to. Also, hey, anybody who is computer savvy in the chat, can you guys troubleshoot for us if we react to a video and when we put it up, the trailer itself looks choppy? Why is that? But on my end, it looks clear. But when I put it up, the trailer looks choppy. If y'all let me know, because I would like to fix that so we can have better quality videos. But I don't know until they're done. Leroy, you got any idea?
Yeah, right.
Okay, I don't know. You know
Troubleshoot
computers
this baby.
sometimes.
I do every now and then, but I'm trying to troubleshoot this baby.
Okay, cool. Well,
Yeah.
we got an
And
hour or so for y'all to figure that
troubleshoot
out
this
for us.
house.
Okay, cool.
Troubleshoot this house I clean.
But yeah, so
And this tub I gotta clean.
just a quick recap of things that I think had trailers that are like you can actually watch on YouTube. There's a trailer for
Mm-hmm.
Andor. There is a
Mm-hmm.
trailer for
A
season
final
3 of.
trailer for Andor.
There's a season 3 Mando trailer.
Yep.
There is a Tales of the
Baby Yoda
Jedi
show.
trailer. Sure, there's a Tales of
Yep.
the Jedi trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Animated animation.
did they do? Is the Bad Batch trailer out, or was it just shown there?
Yes, the Bad Batch 2 teaser came out, but I
Okay,
don't
so
know if
that
there's a
came out.
story trailer yet.
Okay,
Okay.
so that came out. That's just Star Wars stuff. So that's 4.
Okay.
Marvel had something called Werewolves. I don't even know what that is.
Werewolf by Night.
Werewolf by Night. That's something you can watch.
Streams
That's
on
a trailer.
October the 9th.
Okay,
That's
a
a
trailer.
comic.
There is a trailer for Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion. Hold on. Wait, I got that. Hold on. Here we go.
We're doing a grab
Secret
bag. I love it.
Invasion.
There we go. Secret Invasion.
Secret
So that's
Invasion.
just 6
You
things
mentioned
that are
Star
on,
Wars.
that are
Yep.
on YouTube right now that you can watch. Not to mention everything that people got as exclusive. I think there's a the Marvels was shown. I don't know if they showed anything from Thunderbolts. They didn't know because they haven't shot it yet. They just talked about Thunderbolts.
Well, they brought out some of the actors from the Thunderbolts movie, and then if you were at Hall H, you got to see footage for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Remember, because we have an inside track of
Wait,
that
are we
they've
talking
already
about
shot.
Comic-Con or are we talking about D23?
Comic-Con. So what I'm saying is, so now, eventually, I think we're going to see a trailer fairly soon because footage was already came out. They also announced Ironheart. They didn't show any footage for it. Hold on, wait.
No, I think they did show footage for Ironheart.
If they did, I missed that. So
I
then,
think so.
so we got footage for Ironheart. Kim from Chicago has an answer for you about the video.
Condenses a lot of video. You might capture a trailer separately and combine it with your reaction video with a video editor. That's a good, okay.
So
I might have to do that, Kim from Chicago. Thank you. That when we were doing it from the station, that is essentially what we were doing.
Yeah, we were ingesting it. Yeah, we were ingesting another source. Yeah,
I think my big issue is finding a free editing software. I can get like an Edius or whatever, but like I'd like to get something for free.
I'll look into that.
Yeah.
I think there is a free editing software.
Yeah,
because they were talking about it when I got the Steam Deck, like free things like Linux uses. But anyway, so yeah, it's Bank 757. I gotta think that Bank 757 is from the Virginia Beach area because that's the 757 area code. He's right. Willow.
We didn't even get to Disney stuff. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Willow, Percy Jackson in the Olympian series, National Treasure series. So, and that's why I said D23.
He also talked about Hocus Pocus 2, and I'm excited about Hocus Pocus 2. I didn't think I was. I hadn't seen the first one. Go ahead.
But that's what I was saying before about the whole D23. If you don't care about Star Wars, they have something for, like if you don't care about Star Wars, they got something for you. If you don't care about Marvel, they have something for you. And I think that's one of the big things that Disney has capitalized on because they have the theme park with so many different things. Like if you're not a big Mickey Mouse person, all that other stuff, they have other things. They own Toy Story, Pixar, all that stuff. There's so many properties. Zootopia, the television series was announced. Yep. Currently living in Norfolk. I knew.
Hey,
yep.
Banks, I'm gonna be honest with you. We don't remember stuff.
Oh no, I remembered, but I was trying to make sure because sometimes I say stuff and then it don't be true because I think stuff in my head and I'd be like, I bet you that's true.
Those
and then
are
I
called
realized,
lies. But go ahead.
No, sometimes I think stuff and it don't even. It's not that it's a lie. Like, okay, did I tell you about the time I thought Katie told me that Lin-Manuel was gay?
Yes, she did. Because you
And
said it to me.
I did.
And I told you, it was like, no, he's married and has like at least 2 kids. And I blew your mind.
And for the longest, I thought Katie told me and she was tricking me and she would set me up for the long con. And she was like, I would not do that to you. And I was like, you would.
So did you ever figure out where you got that from?
I have no idea.
All right. Cool.
No idea. Again, not a lie. I just remembered something that was not true.
Okay. It's great.
Technically might be a lie, but that's not how I remember it. But anyway, go on.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah. So, I mean, all the stuff that Banks 757 mentioned.
Yeah.
I think D23 does a good job of
Hmm.
getting you interested in stuff you may not normally have think about. Mandela effect, yeah.
Probably,
Um,
probably.
because I'm gonna be honest, I had never seen Hocus Pocus, the first one,
Hmm.
or Enchanted,
Hmm.
that like sing along movie that Amy Adams. I don't know if that was her first big movie or her first movie. That was people really know her from that. A lot of people like, oh yeah, Amy Adams. She was like the princess or whatever in Enchanted. But the trailers for Disenchanted and for Hocus Pocus 2, I'm like, I would watch these. They seem fun. They seem,
So Hocus Pocus 2, one of the women from that was in, um, am I remembering that right? One of the women is from Sister Act?
Kathy and
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Yes, thank you. That's what Katie just said. Whatever.
Kathy and Jimmy.
Um,
Get her name
Najimy.
right. Show her
She
respect.
was she was at
Did we interview her?
friend of the show. We did. I did talk to her,
Okay.
but I caught her at that moment where she was, because I got Katie an autographed picture
Hmm.
when she was at Soda City Comic Con. But I caught her at that moment where she was like probably a little hangry. So I
Sure.
was trying not to fan out a little bit for Katie,
Yeah.
because I was trying to like, hey, this is my wife. She really loves everything you do, and she was like, yeah, I gotta go eat a sandwich or something. I was like, still friend of the show, but
Yeah.
you could have done better. You don't know. We could blow up, and you got to recognize greatness when you see it. You know, I'm just saying. Hey man,
Other
I'm
other friends of the show, Barbara, who's not?
Bette Midler. Bette
I was
Midler.
about to
Come
say
on, man.
Barbara Streisand.
You
I don't
were
know
you
if
were
all
about to. I
white
was
people.
like,
I did.
ooh, no.
No, Bette Midler and Sarah Jessica Parker also in the movie.
I'm just
Um,
saying. I'm just saying. I'm coming for Disney today after that Little Mermaid trailer because I'm still mad about that.
shameless plug for y'all. We did do so. Have we watched any of the trailers from D23? The only one we saw was the Little Mermaid teaser,
And that was some
which is
bullshit.
which is a teaser in every sense of the word.
Yes.
That really was a teaser.
10 seconds of Ariel.
Y'all should check out our reaction to that. That is probably one of the better videos we've done since we
Ooh, I
started
was
the
mad.
Retrying channel, just because it goes in some places and some tangents, and we
You
do
know
some
what?
deep
You,
dives.
you know why it made me mad? Have you
What?
ever had food in the refrigerator and you've been thinking about it all day,
But then
and
it's
then
like
you come
spoiled or
home
something, or
and
it's
it's gone,
gone.
or it's gone? Somebody ate it. That's how I
Yeah,
felt today. That's how I felt
yeah,
last night when we reviewed that. I was waiting for that Ariel trailer
yeah.
because I wanted them to bring it, and I was like, "This is it." I was like,
Now
"Disney
keep in
needs
mind when we say that, it wasn't that the movie looked bad; it's that they didn't show enough of the movie.
no, we wanted more. We're
Yeah,
greedy."
yeah. That's all. It's just
I'll
like, man,
admit
it was
I'm
not a lot.
greedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
So
admit
yeah,
I'm a
that
fan on that one.
Little Mermaid was a teaser, not a trailer.
It wasn't even a
You
teaser. It was a tuh.
you are correct that it is technically a teaser, but I think we could all agree there are a lot of things that are called teasers that are still a minute 20 worth of content. Maybe they
Yeah,
just don't tell you what the story is, but you get more
yeah.
than what you got in
Hmm.
that. So that's the only thing we reacted to. So we will work on those other videos and put those up when we
So
can.
here's the thing. So with D23, um,
We want it all.
to quote the Bleachers song, the new group, "How dare you want more?" I'm greedy. I'm not gonna lie.
Hmm.
Uh, but here's the thing: D23 did a good job of getting people hype again during that lull for all of the Disney proper properties. So like, let's start with Star Wars.
Hmm.
Their biggest thing right now going for them is not the movies; it is the Baby Yoda show. Um, Boba Fett. Boba Fett was probably one of the things they thought was going to blow up. I'm quite sure some people like it. I wasn't a big fan of it, but it did not do as much justice in my opinion, for the fans like the Mandalorian show did. That is
Sure.
their biggest property, Star Wars wise. And piggybacking off of Star Wars, you have Andor that the trailer is coming out. People are really looking forward to that because it's the genesis of the rebellion, the revolution to the rebellion. It's the prequel to Rogue One that shows you where Mon Mothma. I don't know who Skarsgård is playing, but you get to see the genesis of how the rebellion started. Um, I don't know how many seasons we're going to get of it. It looks amazing. It wasn't shot on green screen, so that's your Star Wars people.
Hmm.
Then you've got and Andor piggybacks off of Obi-Wan, which people really liked Obi-Wan. There were some haters for Third Sister. They can go do whatever that those things that they do. because I don't care. I enjoyed it. I loved Third Sister. I loved Reva. I love the fight between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. So I'm on board. Um, Marvel, they set the stage, basically coming off of Moon Knight, um, Miss Marvel.
How
Uh,
many more props do you have for tonight's press
oh,
play?
I don't even have all the props that I was gonna bring
Okay,
out because I still
I
got
was not prepared for all these props. I'm
oh
loving it. I
yeah,
just wasn't prepared.
I got a bunch of props, man.
Okay,
Um,
cool.
um, but Marvel had a bunch of stuff coming off their TV shows and their movies, and they're like, okay, here's what's coming up next. We've already seen the wonderful Black Panther 2 trailer. Um, so now here's the TV shows that are coming out. You've got, you talked about Secret Invasion. Nick Fury's back. We know Queen of the Dragons, Daenerys Targaryen is in that show. We know Ironheart was announced. Um, so you have all these different shows that are coming out next year. Um, and then we had the Thunderbolts was announced. You've got the Red Guardian, Florence Pugh, Black Widow, Ghost, Taskmaster. Uh, who else am I missing? Winter Soldier, which I think, in my opinion, is going to segue into these two properties. So we know we got this. This was announced, Captain America 4. Uh, and then I think the Thunderbolts are going to segue into this, the Dark Avengers.
Okay,
Um, but your girl Elaine from Seinfeld is going to be in the show or whatever the property is. I think it's a movie, right?
it's a movie.
It's a movie. So they're full speed ahead. Marvel is not stopping. It's all culminating into this. So they
Now,
got
when you
their act
say it's
together.
culminating into that, what do we think? Like, is that the what is it? Is that Avengers? What it's called?
That's Secret Wars. It's the basically where they restart the universe where
No, no,
they
no.
have the
Sorry, I know that. What I'm saying is, when MCU announced their stuff, is that the next to the last Avengers movie? Is it called
this is
Secret
part of
Wars?
the King Dynasty and Secret Wars, I think,
Okay,
that they announced, which was Avengers 6, Avengers 5, or Avengers 6. Endgame is Avengers 3, right? Because it's Avengers, Age of Ultron, Infinity
sure.
War,
You'll be 3 and 4.
and then Endgame is 4, King Dynasty is 5, and Secret Wars will be 6. So yeah.
Okay.
So that's basically everything is building towards this. Um, Again, I'm all for it. I'm not one of those people who's like it's
Yeah, there we go.
just you living life. So yeah, King Dynasty is 5. So I'm not one of those people who are like, there's too much stuff going on. This is the greatest age of nerddom. Uh, does it make sense that the leader will be Cat 4 villain and not the Hulk villain? I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not sure. That's another thing that was announced. Stearns is coming back as the leader.
Hmm.
I'm not sure. I was expecting Sin to be the villain in Captain America 4. I was really expecting them to bring in Sin as Red Skull's daughter. Excuse me. Uh, and the Skeleton Crew was announced as well, but we'll see. Uh,
Wait, now you mean you're jumping? You mean Skeleton Crew for Star Wars?
Sorry, Skeleton Crew was announced for Star Wars. I
Okay,
was expecting Sin and the Skeleton Crew for Marvel to be announced
gotcha.
in Captain America 4.
Okay,
Skeleton Crew was announced, but that was a Star Wars property. Sorry.
okay, got it.
But that's I combined two things. I apologize. But yeah, that's the thing that I was expecting that. But I'm happy to see Stearns back
Hmm.
because that dude is a great actor. He's amazing.
Sure. I will say I do miss when we had less Marvel stuff in a year because it made it It was felt like a more of a special event. That's why I liked it. Oh,
Is
hey,
he okay?
baby.
Is he
Oh,
okay?
baby.
Okay.
Oh. But yeah, for me, it
Go
was
ahead.
just I do miss when there was less stuff because it seemed like it was more of a special event when we were getting it.
Okay. Understand.
Yeah.
But see, here's the thing, and I understand that, but this is for me, I think this is one of those things where if I was a kid, this is probably what you wanted when you were like when Star Wars came out and you wanted more Star Wars and you had waited decades literally for another movie.
Sure.
Um, for kids and young adults, this is amazing. And for people our age, to me, this is amazing because there's so much that can be done and there's so many properties that it's if you don't like something, there's something for you. Like if you're not a big fan of the cosmic stuff and you want more of the ground to earth stuff, Daredevil's coming out.
Hmm.
If you're not a fan of Daredevil and you want more fantasy stuff, Loki season 2. Um, if you want, they're bringing horror, Werewolf by Night, Blade. Um, so I think
What
the
is
Marvel,
Werewolf by Night?
it's a werewolf.
Oh, okay.
I
Cool.
mean, it's basically just you know their version of horror. Now the question is because everything ties together. Who shows up in it?
Hmm.
Do you backdoor Blade in it? Do you do Kit because Kit Harington is out there?
Right.
The Eternals are out there. So where do you? We know we're getting an Eternals 2 probably.
Do we
Um,
know that?
it's not announced, but there's speculation that we're probably going to get an Eternals 2. Um, Bank
Thanks for dropping some knowledge
757.
for us.
Thank you. And speaking of, go pick up Moon Knight by Warren Ellis and Declan Shalvey. This to me, this is what I wanted from Moon Knight, and you get a little bit of it with the Mister Knight persona. I don't know if you guys can see that. The light might be.
Yeah.
You get a
Kind of.
with the Mister Knight with the sticks, and then the different personalities. Um, the Moon Knight show basically ripped pages from this run from Warren Ellis and Jeff Lemire.
So we talked about all the stuff that's been announced so far. We did. Oh, we focused so much on like live action TV stuff. We didn't even talk about the video game stuff
Mm-mm.
on Friday. Um, Captain America and Black Panther and some type of World War II setting game
Mm-hmm.
from a studio headed by Amy Hennig, who worked on the Legacy of Kain series. I think most people may know her more recently from the Uncharted series,
Because
like
she
one and two.
left there, and everybody was like, when she left. Remember that was a big deal, her leaving,
Yeah,
because it was she left Naughty Dog, and
yeah,
everybody was like, "Is Naughty Dog gonna be okay?"
yeah, and because she was going to do that Star Wars bounty hunter game that got
Mm-hmm.
canceled.
Got mm-hmm.
But yeah, so yeah, that's some other Marvel video game stuff coming out.
And they talked about Midnight Suns too, because that
Yeah,
comes out this year.
yeah, they got that. It was delayed till next year, and then it got pushed up again to this year. So that's cool. So all these announcements, what sticks out in your mind? You're like, ooh, this was I'm really excited this came from D23. Or is it too early to tell?
Um, I need to see the trailers.
Fair
Um,
enough. That's a
I, I
that's a fair point.
because I want to say Secret Invasion because Nick Fury's back. Because
Hmm.
the last time we saw Nick Fury was at the end of Far From Home,
Chilling on a
and
big old ship.
nobody and like what has he been doing, and how do the
And
scrolls tie in?
who knows that he's not on Earth?
And not only that, was that really Nick Fury we saw there? Because Nick Fury on Earth was a scroll. Was that Nick? Like, how far does Secret Invasion reach? Uh, it just it that to me is the big property because I think that's the one that may be the big thing because that has one of your original people with Nick Fury being Samuel L. Jackson, and the tentacles for that, and you have Amelia Clark in it,
Hmm.
so I'm excited for that one. Ironheart,
Is Olivia Colman in it too?
that would be
Yep, there we go. I type in Olivia Colman, Chicken Invasion comes up. Yep, cool.
she was the one who was the queen, right? And she was in Broadchurch. That's the actress, right? That I'm thinking
Yeah, yeah,
of.
she's awesome. Olivia Colman is
Yeah,
fantastic. She's in a bunch of good
and
stuff.
she was in Hot Fuzz.
Yep,
Yeah,
she was in a couple of
yeah,
Simon Pegg movies. Yeah, she's awesome.
yeah. To me, the best thing. Now, I haven't seen the movie she won the Oscar for, so I don't want to. But the best thing that I've seen her in was Broadchurch. Broadchurch to me, Broadchurch will break your heart. Like I hadn't even brought myself to watch season 3 yet because I don't feel like crying because
Hmm.
life is hard enough. But season 1 and 2 of Broadchurch was amazing. Um,
I don't think three hit as hard, but it's all right.
I hadn't seen it yet, so
Yeah.
I want to see it. But I was like, I don't need like it's one of those movies. It's one of those shows that it's great, but it's like it's depressingly great. I still listen to Beth's theme, the soundtrack from the first series. Like that music is just amazing. I think the guy's name is Oland something something foreign.
Cool, fantastic.
Not about to butcher that dude's name.
Okay.
Mhm.
Have you seen any of the announcements that came from Ubisoft Forward?
I saw they are going to Japan finally, and that there's a live action. There's a trailer for Mirage. Is that what
Hmm.
it's called?
Hmm.
That's all I saw.
Did you see the
I don't.
trailer yet?
No, I saw. So I was scrolling through. We were watching YouTube stuff,
Hmm.
and I saw like the thumbnail for
That's a trailer we should react to because I've
it.
seen
Okay.
it, but I want to get your reaction just because of something that happens in it. I think you'd
Okay.
be excited for it.
Okay. We can do
Um,
that.
but yeah, Mirage looks cool. I did watch, like I said, I streamed it earlier. Did a live stream with
Hmm.
some people in the chat.
Okay.
Ubisoft Forward was fine. There was nothing that was like, oh, this is incredible. They didn't announce anything new besides like the new titles in the Assassin's Creed franchise, but no new IPs that we
So
didn't know about.
not beyond Good and Evil 2.
Well, I mean, like nothing like completely new, like we've never heard
Oh.
of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I don't care
that's what I
about
was.
that. I want Beyond and Evil Good and Beyond and Evil
Beyond
Beyond
Good and
Good and
Evil.
Evil 2. I want that.
I got news for you, man.
It ain't coming.
As somebody who has never made a video game but does like to read about them a lot, I think that game is in development hell, and I think you maybe will see something. Maybe you might get a new announcement about that next E3. And
Okay.
by announcement, I don't mean that the game's coming out. I mean they're going to show you another trailer
Okay.
because they had to go back to the drawing board and hire a new writer for that. So
Hey man,
yeah.
it's like you so Ubisoft is one of those companies where it's like they have some properties that I love and some properties I could do without. I played the Ghost Recon games. I like them, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Breakpoint
Hmm.
was too long. It was too big, and I felt like the story was basically behind a paywall,
Sure.
behind your season pass. Because if you watch the trailer, you had old boy who was the Punisher, uh, John Barenthal, as the
Oh,
main villain.
I got some. I'm
Who
a manager. I'll call for a second. You keep talking. I'm gonna mute myself. Go ahead.
okay, so you have John Barenthal who was the Punisher, who was from the Wildlands game, which I like him, but his story to me was incomplete. Like the idea of him being the villain for this game was weak. Like they didn't flesh out his character, they didn't give enough to do. And so that's my big thing from Ubisoft. Now I want another division game. I love the division, bought both games. Uh, the division one was one of the best $10 I spent. So I would love for another division game. So let's see what came out during Ubisoft's forward.
Man,
Yeah.
I might be going into work.
Hmm.
That's not what I wanted to do on a Sunday. Cool.
Hold on, I'm talking about Ubisoft Forward. Let's recap Ubisoft. So, so what was announced? In other words,
So in terms of stuff that they showed, they talked about Assassin's Creed. They showed some more support for Rainbow Six. They showed some new DLC for the Division Two. They also showed, I think, a mobile Division game coming as well.
yeah,
They
that's
showed
I don't
Just
care about that.
Dance. They showed, what else did they show? Mario plus Rabbit Star Shots. What is it? The sequel,
Mhm.
whatever it is. I'm excited about that. I did enjoy the first one a lot. I thought that was really cool. Um, and then that may have been everything, I think. Yeah.
IMAX wants Rainbow Six Vegas. I like the Rainbow Six, like the Rainbow Six games. I don't need like the competition game. I know a lot of people love those games, but I enjoyed the old school Rainbow Six that had a storyline. You were killing bank robbers, terrorists, that kind of stuff.
IMAX said it. I want Rainbow Six Vegas 3.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like
and
they make too much money off the what the current version of Rainbow Six is. I don't know if they're ever going to go back to a single player
the
version of Rainbow
funniest thing is
Six.
that was not like that's a breakout hit for them. Like I know that they wanted it to be that, but I don't even know if they thought it was going to be as big a hit as it is,
Hmm.
considering the playground that it's in. You know, these open uh, FPS MMOs. You know, up against your Overwatches, your Apex Legends. I don't even think they thought it was going to be uh, as competitive because people really love those games and they have given that a lot of content.
Yeah. In terms of games that I would have liked from Ubisoft, the press conference that would have been, I want a new Splinter Cell game, a new single player Splinter Cell game. They
Now,
keep rumoring about it, but
Splinter Cell has been announced. They are bringing it back. The
I
question
mean,
is
sure.
how long is that going to take?
I don't know. Not quite sure.
Um,
Um,
real quick,
mhm.
so we talked about that. Let's talk about the big elephant in the room. So we haven't had a big award show since uh you know what happened.
Oh, the
Um
Oscars? Yeah, sure.
yeah, so Keenan is hosting.
Hmm.
Uh, I
You
kind of
talking about
want
if
to
he's gonna get
watch.
slapped?
No, not that he's going to get slapped. Like Hollywood has this big problem of trying to be funny
Hmm.
during live events, and they don't do it well.
Sure.
Um, my question is, how is this show going to go, and what are we looking for from the Emmys? Because again, I'm not knocking the Emmys. I'm not knocking award shows. They are what they are. Here's my question: do they legit? Will we ever get to a point where all of these things that are announced at D23 that are Marvel, Star Wars related, they always win creative awards. They win these special effects. Are we going to see them have actors and actresses win for their performances? Writing awards. Logan was one of the big comic book movies that won. Then we had the Joker win a big award. Is this a situation where the Emmys for nerds are like, we're mad we're not invited to the party?
Um, I don't know. I mean, I feel like nerd culture is kind of like we're at all the parties now. We're here in the shows. We
See, here's the
we
thing:
we're
we're
there.
at we're, we're at the party, but we're not sitting at the cool table.
Yeah, I don't know that people if they care if they're at the cool table.
Well, the reason why I say is, do we care? Because you have when you get big, you have a lot of haters. So right now, the biggest franchise is Marvel.
Hmm.
Their tentacles are everywhere.
Hmm.
Um, and then you have so many people from Scorsese to Jennifer Aniston, people talking about, "Oh, I would never be in this and I never be in that," and it's like, well, one, you weren't asked.
Yeah.
Two, is like, so calm down. And two, does winning these awards legitimize and not make it like nerd stuff anymore? Can some of these things break out and win something to where people are like, I didn't see that coming.
I think that watershed moment kind of happened back when like Lord of the Rings was winning, movie of the year, and like Heath Ledger won actor or
But
supporting
see,
actor,
here's the
whatever he
thing:
won.
would Heath Ledger have won if he didn't die? And Lord
Who
of the Rings
knows?
won. Lord of the Rings won, in my opinion, because it was the last one, and it was like, just give it to him.
Even if that's true, it doesn't matter. You got the award.
True, but it's one of those things where like Shakespeare in Love won an Oscar over Saving Private Ryan. Really? But
Yeah.
and that's what I'm saying. Like when you look at uh, what was the guy who stood it on chairs and he won it over Goodfellas? Roberto Fellini, is that his name? Um,
I'm not a movie buff. I don't know. Like I know the
trying
name,
to,
but I couldn't tell you.
but yeah, like I just with the Emmys coming up, when you look at what's nominated. So right now, let's look at an outstanding drama series. Right, Better Call Saul, Euphoria, Ozark, Severance, Squid Game, Stranger Things, Succession, Yellow Jackets. I'm not saying there's anything nerd related that should be up there that came out last year, but
Hmm.
uh, let's look at comedy series. You tell me if there's anything that should be up there that isn't up there. Abbott Elementary, Barry, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Hacks, Only Murders in the Building, Ted Lasso, The Marvelous Miss Maisel, What We Do in the Shadows. Anything missing?
I mean, sounds pretty good to me.
Okay. Limited or anthology?
Then maybe the
Dope.
only one I might consider
Hmm.
is Blackish, but maybe it was over. Maybe their
Okay.
last season might have been the year before, so I don't know.
Okay. Limited series. Dope Sick, Inventing Anna, Pam and Tommy, The Dropout, White Lotus.
No.
Okay. Lead. Let's go with lead actor. All the nominees: Donald Glover, Atlanta; Bill Hader, Barry; Nicholas Holt, The Great; Steve Martin, Only Murders in the Building; Martin Short, Only Murders in the Building; Jason Sudeikis, Ted Lasso.
Hmm. I can't think of anything.
Okay.
Is there is there a category that you already have in your mind you want to talk about?
No, no, no.
Oh,
I'm like throwing stuff out there because you watch more stuff than I do. So I'm just hopping around, just like,
yeah. I don't
uh,
know. Chat, y'all let us know. Were there? Did you guys? Do you know of any snubs that people are talking about? Because I don't remember hearing about snubs this year like I have in the past.
so
I
I'm
feel like
just
people were like, "Yeah, okay, this all seems right." Now, granted, I didn't pay enough attention, but I don't feel like there are any major snubs that I remember hearing.
okay. Um, so like, hmm, oh, they already gave out the outstanding guest actor category. So they already gave out some things. Um, so let's see. So they have reality,
Station 11. Okay, I didn't watch it, but I did hear good things about it. I know people do talk about that.
television movie. So here's something that's interesting. Outstanding television movie 2022. Ray Donovan the movie, Reno 911, The Survivor, Zoe's Extraordinary Christmas, and Rescue Rangers. Rescue Rangers won.
Yeah,
Disney
Disney
Plus won
Disney
it.
Disney is promoting that already on their channel
Hmm.
because they talked
So
about a bunch of Emmy winners. Because when we're talking about pop culture stuff, that one, Moon Knight won an award, What If won an
mhm.
award, and I think like maybe two other Marvel shows won an award, one creative Emmy awards. So they're seeing some type of stuff. But yeah, you're talking about like in the main Emmy proper, like on Sunday night, are they going to be? Or any nurse up? Is any nurse up going to be called Sunday night? I don't know.
because here's the thing, I I somebody brought it up, and here we go. Roberto Benini. I said Fellini. Um, Herbert Thornton brings up a very good point. For All Mankind was supposedly one of the best shows on television. A lot of people are talking about, and it is not getting any love. And it's done by Moore from uh, Battlestar Galactica.
Okay.
Um, so um,
People do like Yellowstone as well. Yeah.
Yellowstone is listed on a few things. I think what I'm getting at is they're really good about bringing in and like using nerd stuff and pop culture stuff that's popular, but then snubbing it and being like kind of like what Ken from Chicago said, The Pianist. Uh, the Pianist won that one year, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it ain't that good. It was okay. Or the year
Mhm.
The Reader won, it wasn't like some of these movies. I think they're caught in the moment, and they're not like when Brokeback Mountain lost to Crash. Like, go back and watch those two movies, and which one holds up? Which one is a better movie?
Mhm.
Um, Again, Saving Private Ryan, Shakespeare in Love. Which one's a better film? Which one stands up? There's no way in the world you can tell me Shakespeare in Love is a better movie than Saving Private Ryan. I will argue that to my last dying breath. There's no way. Um, but um, Game of Thrones won 38 Emmys during its run, and I'm going to be honest with you. Thank you, Herbert Thornton. Green Book beat Black Klansman. So that's what I'm saying.
Wait,
Like,
hold on. What point are you making? Because I wouldn't consider either one of those movies to be like nerd movies.
no,
So
no. I guess
what's your original point you're making?
my original point is there is it worthy? Is it worth winning these awards when these awards at times awards people or awards properties that don't deserve it?
Oh,
Is the award worth? In other words, like let's say like a Marvel show, She-Hulk wins Best Comedy.
mhm.
Does that mean something? Does that validate She-Hulk?
So I think awards, any awards for anything, um, it doesn't matter so much. It's more about just the clout to have it to let you do something later. I think your fans, the fan base doesn't necessarily like they're hurt for a second if you don't get nominated or win, but they still love the show. So getting the award is kind of nice, but I don't know that it validates a show whether or not it's good or not. Just because most young people now, like we talk about all the time, they don't really watch the award shows. They don't know.
True, but
They
here's the
know about
thing.
like the Monday after, like, oh, this person did win. All right, whatever.
True, but let's say this. This is what I'm wondering. Like, so when you, excuse me, let's say you're looking for a new show, right? So you're going through, you heard this show was on, and you're like, oh, genre stuff does get no love, just obligatory acknowledgments. And I agree with that. But this is one of the things that I bring up all the time because you talk about this when it comes to the Oscars. You will go to the movies and watch all the movies that are nominated for an Oscar, and that opens the door to you for that
For the
movie
best picture
for the
category.
best picture because
Yeah.
it was nominated for an Oscar.
Hmm.
And that's what I'm saying. Like one of those things, does that award bring in more people to, so let's say you're looking for a new show on Netflix, right?
Hmm.
And you look and you say, oh, I didn't know about this show, but this show was nominated and won for best comedy series.
Hmm.
Do you think that makes somebody more inclined to watch that show?
It could.
And so in a sense, even though it's one of those things you hate to be, like we talk about the Emmys in television, like we
Hmm.
don't care about them, but it is nice to have an Emmy if you win it.
Sure.
So it's one of those type things. Yeah, you don't really care if you win or not, but it does help at the end of the day. And it does bring in more people if they see your show won an award
Yeah.
or that show won an award.
Leroy, we're going to have to cut this short because I got to make that drive up
I understand, man.
because I got to go to work. It looks like.
Are you gonna make it for the 11?
Oh no, I'm talking about for the morning show. I think I have to produce the morning show.
Oh,
Yeah,
ha!
our entire list of people apparently is not available, so it's me. Looks like.
The morning show?
Hmm.
Oh yeah, I forgot y'all have morning shows.
We
I
have
forgot
a.
morning shows exist.
That's right.
Yeah, it's in my contract that I refuse to do morning shows.
Fantastic. Thanks to everybody. Sorry we're cutting this short, but
Yeah, we got to cut this short, people.
I got to go make some money. If y'all want me to not have to go make money, get these numbers up so we can make this a real channel.
Not make money there.
Yeah, there we
We
go.
want you to make money.
Yeah,
we
make
just
this.
Yeah,
help get.
We want to make
up.
the money here.
Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe. But everybody, we do appreciate the love. This looks like a job for Michael. We do appreciate the love. Be sure to follow us on YouTube and Facebook at We Trying.
Yeah, go ahead and put your Super Negro cape on and go save the day.
Right there. We can go to We Trying Y'all at Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
That's it for us. We will, I guess you and I will figure something out maybe tomorrow to try and watch some of these trailers.
I'll be up. If you get to work, you want to do it. You know.
Yeah, great. I might go to work and then sleep.
Yeah. You let me know. I won't watch stuff. Me and Katie go watch She-Hulk.
Cool. All right, man. Let me hit this on. We're out.
All right.
Later.
Deuces.